now.
So you're recording now?
Yeah, I'll cut this little part out.
Well, you can. This
Or
might
shall
be
I just
funny.
stop and start?
This might be
Well,
funny if you
it
like
is.
leave this in, because
Fine. I'm
people
too
are going to
lazy.
be
I'm
wondering
too
about
lazy.
what you're saying.
I'll cut it out if I have time.
Okay. Hello, Winnipeg people. This is me live via tape. So I'm going to talk about this Lista thing. John and I had this joke idea that we would write like a jokey review, like a fake bad review, because reviews are funny beasts and everybody hates them, but everybody likes to get them and complain, and also people like to complain about them. So we wrote this kind of fake bad review, and we tried to do it. And then before we could get our fake bad review, we get this beautiful. We get the sad clown juggling the words, and the title of it is Theoretically Funny. Why Poetry Sucks shows just how mirthless the avant-garde can be. And this is Michael Lista. I don't know if you've heard of this guy. He's a poet from Toronto, I think, somewhere around there, center of the universe, right? So he basically slams the book, and his version of slamming the book is is to slam the avant-garde. So he uses the book to slam the avant-garde. And I mean, I hate the avant-garde too, but you don't hear me crying about it. Here's my actual complaint, because I don't care whether Michael Lista likes this book. I feel like we probably sold more copies on his negative review than we would if he liked it. I don't know what the figures are. So my complaint with Michael Lista's review is that if you haven't read it, you should go and read it. He basically just says, "Boo experimentalism." Isn't it funny? Isn't it bad when people use theory to think about things? So in his kind of rush to judgment, the thing he kind of like builds a gap. He leaves this gap wide open that we address in our intro, which is like the kind of role of power in like this triangle between like comedy and poetry and like power discourses. So then this is the thing that Lista can't see. He's completely blind to it. And so I'm sure John's going to read some relevant part of our intro that'll talk about this. But I thought I would, in response to Lista, I would read something that's funny that addresses power. And it's one of the people it's the person that I think that we left out of the book, that I discovered, that apparently John knew, so it's his fault. But I didn't know about this guy until I read Neil MacLeod's great new book. Here's the plug: Indigenous Poetics in Canada. And there's an interview with Marvin Francis, Winnipeg poet, who I had never heard of somehow. Probably because Winnipeg isn't the most racist city in Canada. Canadian poetry is the most racist city in Canada. So you don't hear about these poets in the city of Canadian poetry. So I'm going to read this poem, as this is my response to Lista, is to say I wish we could have also included this poem by Marvin Francis that also probably isn't funny to him. So it's called White Settlers. And please try to forget that I'm white while I'm reading this. Or maybe it'll be funnier if I read it because I'm white. I don't know. I don't know how comedy works. Maybe in the 60s, the 1860s, there exists in the language of the English 2 words all-powerful: fury, terrible, terrible, nuclear thinking. Those 2 words, that catalyst sound pair, makes red blood boil and hiss: white settlers. See the reaction, go down any street, pick any native. She could be a lawyer, he could be a doctor, they could be Indian chiefs, chiefs. Mention those settlers careful and slow, feel the reaction, building, smoldering, exploding. Across that John Ford landscape. Massacre, attack at dawn, Main Street is burning, burn baby burn, Hatchet City man. Tomahawk tunes, man, oh man, kill, 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 murder, mutilate, mayhem, scalp their stubble asses, scalp their grandmas, scalp their barbers, scalp Disney, man, and skin Bambi, and hopped up Cassidy. Disfigure those stubble dreams. Fuck you, John Wayne, Clint Westwood. Bonanza bonus at the KO Corral. Fuck you, a Lone Ranger. Circle your wagon wheels, you, by the last preacher, residential school dictator. Those relentless plows tearing our mother. So let's play smallpox blanket bingo. Under the B, bye-bye native guy, you got the pox. Under the I got stars under my eyes. Under the N, native versus settler, the sequel. Under the G, Gone with the Wind, Rhea. Under the O, oh boy, oh no, I'm freaking dead, man. And finally, bingo. Fuck your colonial Euro attitude, dudes. Your post-colonial angst. Fuck Mohawk Gas, Atlanta Braves, Cleveland Indians, Washington Redskins, the Kansas City Chiefs, and especially one little, two little, three little Indians all in a big pile on top of that cigar store stoic stupidity. Fuck the noble and not so noble savage lost in the B movie. Lost in the glare, Fenimore Cooper fantasy drunk in the T.P. motel, the Cree P motel, settler wallpaper, antler velvet rubs, settles white sunset, unsettled red. So there's my response to Michael Lista, but via Marvin Francis. Is that good? Is that good, John? Is that good?
Thanks, Ryan.
I know they can't hear you. Maybe they can hear you in the room, but they can't hear you.
Maybe they can't see me, so it's a perfect
they can't.
situation.
Oh, they can hear you, but they can't see you. So you didn't do a good job explaining this.
Yeah. Well,
I'm still performing right now, so like I don't know when you're going to stop the tape. I don't know when